So what we're going to talk about in this latest episode of Success Sunday is the land development deal in Loughton. Basically, I'm going to talk you through the 7 steps that we use to do these types of deals. So I'm going to say what the 7 steps are, and then we're going to deep dive into each of the steps and relate it to the Loughton project. Now, what's great about my 7-step guaranteed system, the property freedom formula, is that you can apply this to 100% of the market. And it's one system for every property strategy. So let's have a look at the system, ladies and gentlemen. Grab a pen and paper. You're going to want to write this stuff down. Number 1 is mindset. Number 2 is funding. 3 is site finding. 4 is appraisal. 5 is planning. 6 is construction. And step 7 is the exit. That's the complete system we use. You can copy this. You can come and learn this at one of my up-and-coming events. So how can you grab a ticket? Well, just click the link in the description and I'm going to give you a ticket right now, absolutely complimentary, free of charge, and you can come and spend the day with us. We run events all up and down the country. We run them in the week, we run them in the weekends, and we are the #1 property training business in the UK. So let's have a little look now. Mindset. Well, look, mindset is the most important step. And when I started this journey back in 2015, if you had asked me then, will I be doing land development deals with a GDV of £5.5 million, I would have said, on your bike, there's no way I would do this. Because I didn't have the right mindset. I thought you needed to be an expert in architecture or structural engineering. You needed to be a builder to do this sort of stuff. And the reality is, you don't. You just need to become a business owner and make the decision that this is what you're going to do. And having the right mindset is absolutely vital. If you think you can or if you think you can't, you're probably right. And then what's important is hanging around with the right people that are going to give you the help, support, systems and guidance for you to go and do this. So how can you work on your mindset? Well, get yourself educated to start with. Stop worrying about stuff that's not even happened yet, which is important. Read lots of books or listen to lots of audio books. Watch motivational content every day. Hey, and just start doing a gratitude list and being grateful for the things that you've got in your life, and stop blaming other people. Stop harping onto resentment. Stop living in the past. You know, you've got to live in the future. You've got to think where you are now and where you want to go, and think big. Enjoy life, enjoy each day. Every day's a school day, every day's a challenge. There's always going to be ups and downs, but you don't go and have a bad date and then never go on another date again. So whatever experience you've had in the past, hey man, leave it alone, leave it at the door, and think big. Think you can do this. And again, just say to yourself, hey, you know what? I'm going to go and do this. I'm going to go and do a land development deal. I'm going to add massive value. And no matter what happens, I'm going to make sure that I succeed. And make a pledge right now that you will not stop until you succeed. Move us on to step 2, which is funding. Now this is my most favourite step of them all. Funding, OPM, ladies and gentlemen, OPM, other people's money. And if you're in a position right now where you've got no cash, stop moaning about it. Stop whining about it. Stop using that as a BS excuse to not go and be successful. You need money to do things, but you can get creative. You can use other people's money, ladies and gentlemen, other people's money. And I've even wrote a book on this, Bricks, Mortar and Other People's Money. In the book, I show you my 6-step system, the no money down blueprint. And for the Loughton project, we needed in the region of about £4.4 million to do the deal. That's purchase price, construction cost, legals, the whole thing. We raised about 4.5 million, something like that, from development funders, and then the other 900 we raised from equity partners, from investors on loan agreements. They gave us money, we're giving them a fixed rate return, and as a result we've taken them under our wing, and we're also educating them in property so they can get lots of world-class learning and ultimately at some stage go and do this on their own. So remember, you can do land deals using none of your own money. Okay, step 3 is site finding. So this is deciding on your strategy. What are you going to really do in property? And I teach that you should focus on 2 strategies at any one go, using the 80-20 principle. 80% of your time spent on your primary strategy, 20% on your secondary. So land development could be your primary, and say deal packaging or serviced accommodation might be your secondary. And then what you need to do is go and build relationships with the relevant people, the relevant agents. So if you're doing land deals, go and speak to land sources, land agents, commercial agents. Get yourself into the right groups on Facebook. If you're doing rent to rent, go and speak to letting agents. So depending on what you want will depend on who you build a relationship with. There's many ways in which you can source land development deals. You've just got to make that decision and put yourself out there. Step number 4, the numbers. Wow, this is a really important step. You need to get your numbers bang on, because if they aren't, it could really cause you some serious problems. So it's important to have a good deal analysis. We provide these to the people that we train in business and in property. My business partner, Jay Munoz, he's a chartered civil engineer. He's worked alongside Alan Sugar. He's worked on the Walbrook and Heron Tower. He's done £250 million builds as a main contractor. There's not much this guy doesn't know about property and the numbers. We call him the numbers guy, the secret weapon. And Jay ensures that the deal analysis is correct. We obviously work backwards. So you work back from GDV. GDV is gross development value. So once you know the end value, so if you're building like Loughton, 12 flats in a commercial space, our GDVs, let's just say it's 5.5 million, we then have to work the numbers backwards. So we take off the purchase price, then we take off the build cost, then we take off professional fees, then we need to take off our profit, and you want to be looking at 25 if not 30% on GDV, gross development value. You take off all those numbers from the GDV, it's going to give you a balance, and that balance is really what you can pay for the site. And then if that balance is less than what the owner wants, you have to go and negotiate, and you have to go and talk about the deal and how you can make it work. And in many cases, a vendor is someone that owns the site, wants to sell it. They're asking way too much money for their stuff, and you need to go and negotiate. So negotiation is really important. Never, ever kid yourself on GDV, the gross development value. Never just take the agent's advice. Go and check on the comparables. Go out to 4 or 5 different agents. Go and speak to someone like Savills. You know, they're really good at valuing future values on deals. So again, do your research, don't get overexcited, and don't inflate just to make the deal work, because you're only kicking yourself in the teeth. Okay, what's next? So we are now on to step number 5, which is planning. Planning is all about having the right team in place. And for Loughton, we use the right type of corporate solicitor for our agreements and loan agreements, the right type of conveyancing solicitor that has had a lot of experience with land development deals. We make sure we've got the right commercial broker in the power team to go and find us our development funding. We ensure that we've got the investors as part of our power team. our main contractors, our subcontractors, and all of the professional people in between. Having a powerful team is really going to make the difference here, because, hey, I'm all about leverage. I'm so leveraged in the property business. I do less, I earn more, I bring people in, and I'm one for really focusing on more high key result tasks. The next part is construction. So this is important. This is making sure you have got the right team. We, in this case, have gone out to a main contractor. That main contractor will bring in the subcontractors. We've got a JCT agreement in place. We've got a fixed price. But through this process, certainly in the early stages, we were more of an open book for a period of time, and we were able to bring in and suggest some subcontractors to bring down the price of the packages. It is really important that you get the right builder in place, the right main contractor. So construction is all about building out the sites. I really don't understand construction, but has that stopped me from becoming a developer? No, of course it hasn't. And this is why mindset is so important. All of these steps link back to mindset. And step 7, ladies and gentlemen, is the exit. And in Loughton, as it stands, we are going to be selling all the units, because the property prices are £400,000-500,000. The rents that we would get as a single let in terms of a return on investment would be low. So we're better off selling, taking the profit, and then using that profit to invest into other property deals where we buy low, rent high, and we get a better yield on the investment, and we're more likely to recycle our cash. Now, having said this, we are applying for 2 penthouses on the top. And if we get those penthouses, that's going to add another probably £500,000 or £600,000 profit, and we might decide to keep those. So imagine how that's going to make you feel, doing a land deal, making a big lump of cash, and then keeping 2 of the units, which you can pass down to your children, your grandchildren, and become part of your wealth plan. So the exit is really important, knowing how you're going to pay back the investors, how to refinance, how to remortgage, making sure you're dealing with the right type of estate agent to sell your units, because, hey, if you don't sell them, you ain't paying people back and you ain't going to get your profit. Also, to start selling off plan, or at least once the first show flat is up and running, because you want to ensure that you sell quick. You want to make sure you pay back the funders and the investors. And we also like to use help to buy. So if you're in London, you need to ensure that the property purchase is below 600. And if you're out of London, you've got to make sure it's at least 400 or below for help to buy. And this means we can help people get their first property over the ladder, and they only need to find 5%. That's right, 5% deposit. The rest will be paid for them. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Success Sunday is been really talking to you about this amazing, life-changing development. One of these deals will have a dramatic impact on your life. You know that I have a lot of energy. I love this stuff. So if you want to know more about this stuff, make sure you come and visit me at one of my up-and-coming events. You can get your ticket in the description right now. And somewhere on this page, there's going to be some more videos to watch. Hey, watch some more videos. I want you to become obsessed with this stuff. So thanks for tuning in to this latest episode of Success Sunday. You've been brilliant. Watch another video right now. Thanks very much.